don't pick that life picked you. Welcome to Sit Down News, and before I begin, I'd like to mention our sponsor. Ratchet is a clothing company from the UK started by a young man with a vision, a dream, and determination. They have various prints and styles for men, women, and children. I'll include a link to their website down below in the description for this video. We've all heard of mob hits happening in restaurants. Joe Gallo in Umberto's, Carmine Galante in Joe and Mary's, and Paul Castellano in Sparks. But I never thought a hit would take place in my family's restaurant, yet it did. Irwin Schiff was killed in Bravo Sergio on August 8, 1987. I remember the first time I met Irwin. We were staying at the Playboy Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City. My Uncle Mario would get penthouses comped there. Not only was Irwin and him good friends, but they were both degenerate gamblers. Irwin was a big guy who weighed about 350 pounds. He lived in Manhattan at the St. James in a 5-bedroom penthouse. He also had a mansion in Florida where he kept a cigarette boat. He owned several luxury cars and sometimes kept a driver. He was a big hockey fan and would watch the New York Islanders from his private suite in Nassau Coliseum. No one really knew how Irwin made his money. Supposedly, he was involved in construction, music, film, and boxing. It was rumored that he was one of the promoters for the 1974 Ali Foreman fight. In 1976, an informant notified the FBI that Irwin was in a restaurant having dinner with Tony Ducks Corallo. Surprisingly, as Tony Ducks was the Lucchese boss back then, but they were most likely talking about construction. A short time later, construction of the Jacob Javits Center began. Back then, the mob had a stronghold on the construction industry. Although the 5 families were all involved in the Javits project, the West Side, the Genovese family, played a big part. Supposedly, Irwin lent the Genovese family millions of dollars during the Javits project. In 1987, members of the Bobby Manna crew were caught talking on a bug that was placed inside a CASELLA's, a Hoboken, New Jersey restaurant. At the time, Bobby Manna was the consigliere for the Genovese family. 2 guys were picked up on the bug. You want to hit him? We'll do him good. Bobby Manna didn't like CC. It was assumed CC stood for Irwin, who owned a construction business called Construction Coordinators. On the night of August 8, 1987, Irwin and his date, a blonde model who recently married a friend of his, pulled up to East 76th and 2nd Avenue in front of Bravo Sergio. My cousin Louis told the maitre d' he could have the night off, so he was the one to seat Irwin and the woman that night. For dinner, the couple had shrimp cocktail, Caesar salad, veal rollatini, and filetto di pomodoro. After their dinner, my uncle sat down with them, but got up when their dessert was served and went into a back office. Irwin had prosciutto and melon, and the woman had banana strawberry flambe. Irwin, who was seated in the back, had just paid his bill, and didn't notice the masked gunman that came through a back door, a door that usually was kept closed. The gunman fired twice, both headshots, and he quickly fled the restaurant. My cousin said all the diners were screaming and ran out of the restaurant. Irwin's date would later testify that my cousin put her in a cab, paid the driver, and told her you didn't see anything. Police and detectives arrived within minutes. Also, an FBI agent who happened to be eating dinner a few doors down heard the commotion and ran over. His presence raised eyebrows to the circulating rumor that Irwin was an informant. Early in the investigation, the focus was on my uncle. They quickly identified him as a Gambino associate, associated to an old-time Gambino captain, Joe Zingara. Law enforcement also discovered my uncle owned a construction company called M&C Construction, which named Irwin as one of its officers. However, law enforcement would quickly change their focus to the Bobby Manna crew. Just days after the murder, the FBI in CASELLA's picked up Martin Matz Casella, Frank Daniello, and James Napoli. Daniello. All the people ran out. The place was jammed. All the people ran out. Bobby picked this kid out. It takes guts, though, to do it like that. This kid was and Casella finished his sentence for him, stone killer. The CASELLA tapes revealed that Bobby Manna had handpicked the shooter, Richard Bacci decisio. Ultimately, the Genovese family felt it would be easy to kill Irwin, spread a rumor that he was an informant, rather than pay him his money back. Bobby Manor and his crew were convicted of killing Irwin Schiff, as well as plotting to kill John Gotti. Months later, my cousin Louie and I were in Cafe Columbus on Columbus Avenue with Westside Captain Danny Pagano and his crew. At one point, he turned around to Louie and he started teasing him. "Why don't we go over to Bravo Sergio for some shots? I heard the dessert is to die for." Hope you enjoyed the story. If you would like to subscribe to this channel, you could do so down below. If you would like to subscribe to my other channel, Unlimited Substance Podcast, I'll add a link in the description for this video.